I have one of the greatest stories for you that you're going to see all week. So, you know how Donald Trump has been trying to rid the federal government of DEI since he got into office, and he signed that executive order to fire everybody connected to DEI in the government? Yeah, well, that entire effort to root that out has completely backfired, and now he's being trolled by thousands of people across the United States. Let me explain. This is really funny. Let's dive right into the story. So we have some brand new reporting from The Bulwark today. The headline says Trump's DEI snitch email is being targeted by spammers. Yes, seriously. The email account set up by the Trump White House to encourage government employees to snitch on their DEI promoting colleagues appears to be the target of a mass spamming campaign designed to overwhelm those administering it. The day after the inauguration, Trump's Office of Personnel and Management, OPM, issued a memo to government agencies tasking them with rooting out diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The memo told recipients that if they were aware of any change in any contract description or personnel position description since November 5th, 2024, to obscure the connection between the contract and DEI or similar ideologies, they were to report all facts and circumstances to DEIA Truth at opm.gov within 10 days. The Trump administration thought it was a good idea to put this email out there, to set this up and put the email out there so that people could report DEI in the government and root out their colleagues and snitch on them. That so far has not gone well because a number of prominent non-governmental groups have told the Bulwark that in the days that followed, they began seeing that email address appearing on sign-up lists to receive their emails. Several officials were initially concerned that the Trump White House were attempting to monitor their external communications in an effort to police whether or not the groups were promoting DEI initiatives or something approximating it. So this email that we all have access to has just been signed up for a bunch of newsletters so that the entire inbox is full and the email can't be worked. The consensus quickly changed regarding whether their communications were being monitored when it became evident that the email address was being signed up for not just NGO newsletters, but for a massive swath of listservs in what appears to be an attempt to make the email address's inbox basically unnavigable. One Democratic operative said they discovered that the email had been randomly added to several Democratic Party funding email lists. That is hilarious. So people just took this email. They're signing it up for a bunch of different email lists for the Democratic Party for different things. There are some websites online where you can just enter an email and that signs them up for all of this different promotional material from a bunch of different companies, basically filling your inbox with people trying to sell you stuff. It becomes incredibly annoying. We all know how annoying it is. We all know how annoying that spam is. Now that email that Donald Trump has set up is just basically full of spam. I think it's so funny. Others who have seen the email address added to various group lists say they are confident it is not because the OPM is taking some sort of aggressive action to monitor communications, but because very online critics of the administration are trying to mess with them. So they don't believe that it's because, or they don't believe that the email is being used in some capacity to track their communications, at least for now. Trump's attempting to terrify and troll the entire country, said Daniel Hunter, co-founder of Choose Democracy, and the internet knows how to handle trolls. The Trump White House did not return a request for comment, of course, but there's a fair bit of data to provide clues as to what type of material is being sent to the email. People have suggested emailing the account with Scientology emails, adult material, the script of the B movie, and warnings that unqualified, mediocre white people are being hired to head up important government agencies. So Donald Trump is trying to target people, make their lives harder, trying to rid the government of DEI, and people are giving it right back to him. This reminds me of when Donald Trump was running in 2020. And he had the huge rally, and I believe it was Tulsa, but I'm not 100% sure. He had that rally, and Gen Z, through TikTok and other social media platforms, signed up to get tickets for that rally. And then when Donald Trump went there, it ended up being empty. They said they had 1 million tickets reserved, and Trump was so proud of it, but they went to that rally. It was completely empty. This type of tactic has been employed before when the Trump administration unveiled an immigration tip line in 2018. Operators were flooded with prank calls. The state of Texas set up an inbox to track requests to change gender markers on driver's license, and people responded by, again, sending the script of the B movie. And when Trump's 2020 campaign set up a voter fraud hotline after the election had ended, it was reportedly inundated with people making fart noises. Donald Trump continues to go back to this tactic of like setting up hotlines or emails or things that people can report things to, and it goes badly every single time. And this is the kind of dissent that I like to see in the age of technology and information. I mean, people are using the emails, the tech that we have to just troll Donald Trump. They're expecting that all these reports are going to come in about DEI and all this stuff. And now this email has become unusable. It wouldn't surprise me if in the next couple of days we learn that the email has been shut down because of this reason. Listen, there's groups of people you don't want to mess with. I think that internet trolls, specifically on the left, on the Democratic Party, who have made Donald Trump's life a living hell for a long time, that's a group of people you don't want to mess with. That's a group of people you don't want to give an opportunity to troll you. And this makes me especially happy, and I'm laughing about this because this policy that Donald Trump has of rooting out DEI in the government is so damaging and so dangerous for so many people. I mean, it's completely destroyed some people's lives. And there's this article here I want to show you from NBC News that federal workers placed on leave by Trump's DEI order are angry and fearful of what lies ahead. And there's some specific quotes in here I want to read to you. For most employees, this happened on 5 p.m. on Wednesday when they got notices that they'd be forced to take paid leave, according to a memo from OPM, the memo from Donald Trump's executive order ending DEI in federal government agencies. And listen to this. "I'm mad," said a federal employee placed on leave from the agency where he has worked for more than 2 decades. 2 decades he's been at this agency. He requested anonymity out of fear of being unable to find future employment in the government. They said, quote, "I've put 23 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this agency." That makes me incredibly upset and really angers me because we have some really good people in the federal government who have dedicated their lives to some of these agencies that help keep America safe or care for our environment or whatever it might be. And just like that, Donald Trump comes into office and their lives are turned upside down. 20 years. This person has been at this federal agency 20 years, and Donald Trump just terminates their position or puts them on leave for an eventual firing. It's disgraceful. So when MAGA is all up in arms and furious, probably in the comments of this video, you can probably scroll and find them. When they're furious in these comments, about Trump's DEI tip line being trolled, I think what we're reading right here justifies that, along with the other arguments that we make against Donald Trump. But yeah, no, I think it's hilarious. And I think that the fact that the internet and many people around the country have banded together to ruin one of Donald Trump's tip lines, I think is so funny. And I think everybody needs to see this story. This is great. There is not a moment for the next 4 years under Donald Trump where we, the American people, should just sit by idly and let Donald Trump do whatever he wants. Sign this executive order or advocate for this policy or whatever it might be. We should not let him do that. And so when there's an opportunity for dissent, when there's an opportunity to let Trump and his administration know how we feel, the American people, we should take it. And I think people are taking it right there with that email address. And you saw the email address. I'm just providing the email address to you because you might find that to be valuable information. You do with that information what you will. Anyway, I just had to show you this story. I think it's really funny, maybe brightening up your weekend just a little bit. But look, I appreciate you being here. I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below. It really helps the channel, goes an incredibly long way. Also, drop a like on the video, comment. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on this troll. And of course, as I said, share this video with anybody you think needs to see it. I think every American should, but we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.